Praise the Lord. I was just on the phone with someone I just befriended. They sent me a friend request, and they phoned them. They go, "Man, brother, I just saw what you posted about not realizing who you with, and you locked in or locked down with them, and he's and he said, can I call you?" So he called me. I didn't know what to expect. He goes, "Man, me and my wife been arguing every day for 11 days." I said, "Yeah, I said, we got a running joke when I was in the army. We would say, isn't it horrible when you off on the same day as your spouse?" And we would laugh about it because you're not used to it. The time you do spend alone is after work. You quickly prepare dinner, or you hurry up and eat, or and then you hurry to your favorite spot or corner or room. And in this corner, she got her TV show on TV, and this corner, he got his TV show and his man cave or whatsoever. And the great divide. People grow apart. We should come together. Yes, people come together, but have they grown together? And my mom and dad had this saying: you're supposed to grow old with the person, not because of the person. And so I've been through that. I'm 53 years old. I don't know it all. I don't profess to know it all. I'm not an expert, but I am a quitter. I'm a pincushion. I've been a pincushion. I'm still a pincushion. I've been a crash test dummy, a guinea pig, a lab rat. I've been the experimental animal in the laboratory. I mean, I've experimented on myself. I've allowed others to do it. I'm no victim. I'm victorious. So when you come home from work, you don't have that much time to spend together. You get home at 5. I'm blessed. Our Father to arise between 3 a.m. and 3:33 a.m. or 2:45 because I get on the road by 4:20. I'm 54 miles from work, so I like to be out the door about 4:15, 4:20, and I like to get up early, at least an hour before I'm slated to leave. I like to spend time with God, our Father, get a small cup of coffee, maybe a bagel or a donut or something, or some handful of raisins or some oatmeal, and then I hit the road. But when you come home from working all day, you're not as talkative, loquacious, or wordy. You might be uptight. You don't interact as much because you got to prepare yourself prayerfully for the next day to go back to that paid plantation called a job. So we tend to grow apart. We grow apart. You're not growing together. You're only coming together. So when you snow it in, most of the time, for those of you who live in states where there's cold weather and a lot of snow, when you're ill or sick or been down for a moment or a minute, I have back and neck problems, PTSD, migraines. I have knuckle and joint problems from being broke up, and I have C1 through C7, T1, 4, and 5 anxiety, cluster headaches, migraines. But I have to fight my mind more than anything because I don't want to offend anyone. Doesn't mean they're not going to offend me. So I have to work hard with my mentality, my stability, my moods. I have to work harder because of my injuries, my afflictions and inflictions. Some things are afflicted, some things are inflicted as I leave this alone. So yes, this pandemic has shown a lot of people, hey, I'm married for money. Hey, I'm married for a security blanket. A lot of people don't marry for love, and hand holding. It's few and far between. And those who have, they know what they got and who they have. But with this pandemic, being locked in, locked down in the same house with someone you haven't really spoken to, you just speak to. Good morning. Y'all know the two. Y'all know the story of the two kisses. A kiss in the morning, goodbye, and a kiss at night when you go to sleep. There's a kiss goodbye. There's a kiss hello. But the hand holding, the love, the respect, and arguing and fussing and fighting, you lose self-respect. You lose respect for one another. You start saying more and more horrible stuff. You start trying more and more horrible things on one another, and you're growing apart. And here comes the divorce lawyer. Here comes the divorce lawyer. That's the last resort or the first resort for a lot of people. Here comes the divorce lawyer. I've been in the military. Divorce was as high as 72, 73% when I was in the military. 3 out of 4 marriages were failing because people were marrying so young. They wasn't fortified. No house, no picket fence. Just get married and we're going to make it. And a lot of people do make it. But in this day and age, there is, for use of a better word, a pandemic of hate, disrespect. See, my son put me on a hot seat one time. He said, Dad, how come you and Mom didn't make it? This was a few months ago. He finally asked me that question. Dad, how come you and Mom didn't make it? And my face felt like it was 64 million needles being pressed in. I mean, I've had acupuncture, Botox, EMDR tests, sonograms, ultrasounds. I mean, I've been through it all for migraines. And I said, son, sometimes two good people just can't make it. I didn't slam her, although she might have slammed me to him. I don't know, but I don't care. Sometimes two good people can't make it. But you got to understand, in every fight, there's one slated to win, one slated to lose, the top dog, the underdog, the good, the bad, the ugly. I don't like a win, lose, or draw. There's no such thing to me as a tie. You tie the knot or you cut the knot, as I leave this alone. A lot of people grow apart. You don't know who you have, what you have, until you snowed in. And then you realize, I can't talk to this man. Man, I didn't know she was this crazy. Wow. And that's what a lot of us have. Wow. You blown away. Because you have never gotten to know this person because of the rush of life. I got to go to work. I got to go to work. I got to go to work. They need me at the office. I'm on call. And my career, my profession. The family used to be at the same table. Now granddaddy in assisted living. Grandma got her spot across town. Baby girl number 1 in her room. Baby girl number 2 in the backyard. Baby girl number 3, you don't know where she at. Baby boy number 1 in jail. Baby boy number 2 in the gang. Baby boy number 3 on heroin, crystal meth, or whatever the case may be. As I leave this alone, we are growing apart. We need to get back to the table of the family. And it's sad and it's eye-opening that a lot of people, after this pandemic, you're going to ask yourself, can I be snowed in again? Have I been snowballed? Can I be locked in again with this man or woman or this person? And it's sad and it's eye-opening and it's a deep message because we have to consider the compatibility before we marry, before we embark on marriage. Some people spend more time on the reception and planning the wedding than realizing and knowing and planning on who they marry. As I leave this alone. So this is not a PSA for divorce or calling all attorneys, calling all divorce lawyers. No. Compatibility. Heart and mind compatibility. Yes, opposites attract, but also opposites fight. Boxio. I used to box. My dad used to box. My brothers, my uncles, all of us used to be boxers. Even in the Army, I boxed. That's why I got so much hand damage and knuckles missing, swollen wrists and joint damage, but also from serving my country. But the damage I have incurred, inflicted and afflicted from marriage and or relationship or ships, I allowed it. Guard your heart, guard your mind. If you got to fight to be in something, let it be worth fighting for. But all the damage we do to one another after the dust settled, look at all the holes you put in her heart and mind. And look at all the holes that you put in his heart and mind. The divorce lawyers are on the perch. They don't call. They don't speed dial. But a lot of us should have waited and thought about this years ago. Woulda, coulda, shoulda ain't going to save nothing. The question is, how are you going to proceed once everything gets back to normal? Message. Deep. Peace. And one.